We all know that the Olympics is coming to London in 2012. Extensive work has been going on to develop the Olympic Park in East London, changing the area dramatically. But after the Olympics are all over, what will be left behind? We are a group of young people who wanted to find out what young people thought about what was important when planning the Olympic legacy. We took a tour of the Olympic Park development site to find out more.
In Legacy, the Olympic Park will be a new green space for people and wildlife and will host the Legacy sports facilities. The aquatic centre will be at the main entrance to the Olympic Park, will be the first thing that most people see as they come in. After the Games, the aquatic centre will be modified for sporting and community use. It will provide elite and community facilities that London doesn't currently have.
The development is huge and it will have a large impact on young people living in the area.
We're just going over the River Lee. The waterways are a real hidden gem in the Olympic Park. We're doing loads and loads of work to restore and renew over 3 kilometres of waterways. The waterways are very, very important to us.
We heard about all of the improvements to the area.
Well, we're actually building 2 new cycle paths, one stretching from Finsbury Park to Victoria Park, and then we're building 5,000 bike parking spaces at Victoria Park.
We heard about all of the new and modern design venues that are being built.
We are actually where the basketball arena will be. You can just see the bowl of where the footprint of where the velodrome will be just to our left. There'll also be an outdoor BMX circuit. So you can actually just make out the stadium over there to your right. Can you see the top of it? After the Games, the stadium will be transformed into a 25,000 capacity athletic stadium and will host a variety of sporting, educational, cultural and community events.
We heard about the development of new and exciting transport links.
Just to your left there is a glass building. That is Stratford International Station. The Eurostar currently runs through there and we're building a new Docklands Light Railway station. The area of the parklands that we're trying to create in the Olympic Park will be around the same size as St James's Park, whereas the whole Olympic Park is actually about the same size as Hyde Park and Kensington Gardens put together, which is pretty big. Right guys, that's the end of your trip. I hope you enjoyed yourselves.
What about the legacy and how will it affect young people in the local areas?
For the Olympics, nobody really cared about these parts of London and we didn't really have a space for that for ourselves, so I'd really like it to become just a massive space for everyone to just use.
To find out some of the ways that young people are getting involved and consulted, we went to a meeting with the master planners and the Legacy Now youth panel.
Today we've been invited by Idor, which is the master planner of the Olympic Park, to talk about the legacy, which is after the game, what we want in the Olympic Park. And basically we're going to become a focus group for a master planner on the legacy of the game. We represent young people from our 5 host boroughs, so we are the voice of young people. This is the first game that has involved lots of consultation, involved young people like us. Also the first time that they plan to have the legacy and the Olympic decided at the same stage. So it's really impressive and I'm looking forward to it.
Nick sent through about a week ago your 8 priorities about what you think is important and what you want us to achieve or should be achieved by Legacy. So what we've done is taken your 8 priorities and we've started to put up on the walls there how we're responding to these, how we're considering them. There's ideas to talk through with you, see how you respond. So at the back, what we have is our concepts or our ideas of where we think this park should be developed. Picking up on everything that you've said. Where do we put the roads? What kind of housing do we have? Where do the schools go? How are jobs generated? All of that is in the mix for us to start to think about, well, how does this place look? How is it going to be developed or expressed?
So the legacy won't just be about sports. It will also be about new homes, shops, schools, workplaces, transport and arts and culture. We went to an open house meeting in Leighton and took part in a ball game that made us realise the many aspects of regeneration and what it involves.
Where do you want to put the houses? Let's go. This is becoming a nice area. Offices, shops, houses, green space.
Where there's the aquatic centre.
Yeah, I think it would be great to have a house around it. I think it should be a mix of private housing and council housing, so lots of different people are there and it will be more interesting to meet lots of different people and everybody will have a chance to live in Olympic Park.
We wanted to find out more, so we visited an architectural workshop. The workshop involved making buildings from simple materials to help explore legacy ideas.
Basically, we thought we'd do an adventure park because we don't have one close to our area, and we thought that if we had one nearby, we would attract a lot of people.
I'd like it to be green and good for the environment, but also fun for everyone.
We decided on like a performing arts centre kind of thing, so we thought like it has to be like big because we want all people from like around the world coming to the actual performing arts centre. There's going to be like loads of like different stories and even like performances happening in the roof as well. I think it'll be really good for like young people to come here and like express their feelings and like there's just loads of opportunities. Young people can get involved with like the different activities, different performances, or they could like watch a performance maybe.
I really like this building because it's a performing arts centre. I like the fact that it's called the Spider because it's very abstract, and at the back here it's got a solar panel and it's very good for the environment.
I really like this structure because it stands out and you can see it all across London. So it's kind of like the Eiffel Tower, it's something that you can associate with the Olympic Park. So it's cool to be able to look up and see it.
I like the chill out zone because I thought it would benefit young people a lot. And I also like it because of the structure here and there's something hanging out over London, so you'll be able to see it from far away.
It could be lots of great activities in there, leisure activities, things to the advantages of young people like youth clubs for example.
Part of the legacy will be the new modern venues and buildings. We visited a newly built performing arts centre that has modern designs and new facilities to see what the young people liked about it.
What do you think of the building?
It's a nice colour. I like the colour of it. I think like it's quite funky.
The building's really good because it's like light and colourful.
It's really nice and spacious and modern and see inside, so it's really nice just walking past all the studios, just seeing people doing their own dances.
I think it's quite exciting and like eye-catching, the colours and everything, and it's quite inspiring as well.
I think this building attracted a lot of people from the way it looked and it got a lot of media attention and everything, and a lot of people became interested through that.
Also people see this building and go, oh, what is it? What's it for? So like if you were to do something like that, I swear that people would want to know what's going on inside because it looks exciting.
A lot of people talked about the inclusion of art in the park.
I think that it would be a nice place for people to come and draw, like art schools like this one, to come and draw in. I think there should be lots of benches for people to come and sit down on because we don't want to sit on the floor. I think there should be some interesting things to draw, like a very interesting tree, or if there's a building nearby. I'd like the architecture to be very creative and individual. Maybe if you get young people to make sculptures around the park, pictures that young people have drawn around the park. I think it will be good because it involves, apart from the Olympics and sport, another subject which I think is important.
It would be good to have art around the park because like if you have sculptures of like famous people it's a bit boring, but if you have like more interesting and dynamic artwork it's more interesting.
It's not just saying that our borough is about sports, but it's saying that we have art and sports and like a whole variety of things.
I think the Olympic Park should have something big about it, like a statue or something really big that people can actually see from quite far away, because I think it would attract more tourists and more people.
I believe if there was a piece of art that was made by local people instead of paying someone to a lot of money to make something, I think it will cost less and it will be more effective as well to show other people around the world what we actually are.
I think a great icon would be something that was designed by young people, I don't know, like a football or lots of children like playing about, like a statue like that.
It's fine, it's outdoors and you don't have to pay anything for it.
Part of the legacy will be the new modern sporting venues that are left behind. The idea of a sports academy and easy access was very popular.
Yeah, I'd like to be a sports academy.
Yeah.
So they can use what they built, so just like building it and then leaving it there to go to waste.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good idea.
Encourage more young people to get off the road.
It sort of gives them something to do so they're not as bored.
Where you can meet your friends up. Yeah. Meet your friends, have fun.
You can put lots of different sports in it, like shot put and running and hurdles and stuff like that.
Maybe a gym for not for cardio and stuff like that.
I'd probably have a big hammer cage in it and a discus cage.
Like boxing to get people's anger out and everything. And maybe a club, I don't know.
A friendly, colourful place.
Big, yeah. I think it's big.
Really
I imagine it's like a really big place where people are walking up and down, different events are going on, you can go with your friends, look at different stuff that are happening.
A lot of facilities.
Yeah.
It'll be a really cool place to hang out.
I think it should be like run by young people and so that you can interact more with the people.
A lot of the areas surrounding where the Olympics is going to be are like poor areas, it's not like central London. So it has to be affordable for like most of the people.
A nice leisure centre.
It's got to be accessible. It needs to have like quite good security.
If it's affordable for young people.
It provides a way to get around the park easily.
Plenty of place where friends can hang out together.
Like a nice picture of all the local teams that play for sport.
We explored the design and use of public spaces. We wanted to know what would attract young people to the park, what was important to include.
It is really important that young people know that they've got a place that they can go and socialise with other young people.
Young people were skateboarding, rollerblading, riding bikes, playing football and doing artwork.
I just think that a variety of all different things, because there's not one group of people that are always going to like the same thing. So I think if they get lots of different activities going on and lots of different things going on, it will interest more people.
Just different things and then like cafes around, just like a really nice relaxed feel to it.
We looked at arts and culture.
Maybe like a little stage thing where you can just go up and like do your own thing.
We saw street performers.
Completely open space, like sort of free dance, like everyone, you can just go there and start dancing and nobody thinks you're weird or something. Or like a massive wall and you can paint whatever you want on it, or I don't know, graffiti or something. Just sort of community, something you can do with everyone.
Some public areas we visited were really vibrant.
You don't need to be like particularly doing anything, just being able like to be there, like looking at the scenery, just having a nose about and stuff really.
People like me, I'm interested in food as well, so if they don't have nice food there.
If you want people to use the park, then they should have things there free that you don't necessarily have to pay for.
We looked at young people's views on safety.
For the public to feel safe, there should be like some sort of police officers, security guards.
What would make me feel more safe is like if there were more adults about, but they wouldn't like keep watching over you all the time, but would be there just in case anything would happen.
The more people that stay, the more safe you can feel. If there was more transport to take you there, more people might go.
I think there should be like either a train or a bus to go like straight there.
I think it should be like a little tram that can go from different places and take people.
Or take bicycle then. Yeah.
Being all-inclusive is really important.
It should be wheelchair access so people with disability can enter.
We heard about the process of regeneration in East Manchester. They used the Commonwealth Games to try and achieve this. We're off to Manchester to see what happens after the Commonwealth Games in 2002. Come on, let's have a look.
Trying to find a sports city, but the signage ain't good around here. Something to remember for the 2012 legacy. As we was walking, it looked a lot like Hackney. It was very industrial.
This sculpture is really good because it's relevant, because there's just a school over there.
sort of facility is this?
We've got a series of uses to this building here. Where we came in is a community gym facility, so there's a poly gym in there with a sprung-wood dance floor. And this is the indoor athletics hall. And this is part of the Manchester Regional Arena. We've also got the National Squash Centre behind those big blue doors there. And all of the activities that you see here today are the event village for the Great Manchester Junior Run, which is taking place outside. So the kids can have a run, and then they can come in here and they can try all sorts of different activities. And there's all sorts of different display stands as well about different things that you can do in Manchester and the advice agencies in this area. We've got a tennis centre on the side. We've got Manchester Velodrome here, and Manchester Velodrome is the centre for track cycling in the UK.
Do you run any other events here, like cultural festivals or other things?
I mean, overwhelmingly we're sports focused, but we do things like there's a Thai festival here every year. We're linking in with the Manchester International Festival this year, and we've actually got a concert on at the Velodrome. So we do those sorts of things as well. But it's also got community and club use all of the time. So if you're a school pupil in Manchester, chances are you can come here and you can make use of the facilities here, but you can also have your school sports day here. And that's not just in the venue, that's with the technical officials, with the PA, the music, the razzmatazz. It's really good, it's good fun.
Apart from events, is there anything else like chilling out or just generally just coming to see what's going on?
We don't do chilling out.
We don't do chilling out.
We're here at the start of the Great Manchester Junior Run. There's about 4,000 children running from the ages of about 3 to 15. Since the Commonwealth Games, the stadium's now become the home of Manchester City.
What's that? There with the trees up.
So that's the Velodrome.
Did that get built because of this then?
Yeah.
We were shown how communities can change through regeneration.
Well, Sports City was mainly developed for the Commonwealth Games in 2002. So this is a photograph showing what we are today. So you've got the Manchester Regional Arena in the foreground, the Athletics Hall, where you saw all those different activities. The event village is in that building here, and the National Squash Centre behind it. The race route started on the bridge here and then round the stadium, and then in the background Manchester Velodrome. Okay, and these are the countryside properties flats. Now, a photo from almost identical position in August 1958 is that one. Okay, that's this site 50 years ago.
We learnt how it can be important to find new ways to develop poor areas.
That's what happened in East Manchester. Industry just collapsed. The economy of East Manchester has disappeared over the last 50 years in effect.
So what we've done in East Manchester is used sport and events to drive regenerational change. So on the back of the Games, we brought this land back into active economic use. We created new opportunities for shopping, for retail, for people to live, to work, and brought new heart into this area of the city.
The City of Manchester Stadium, if you could have went inside, that would have been nice. But the outside, it looked really modern and new, yeah.
I like the Velodrome.
Commonwealth Games was like in 2002, and now we're like in 2009, and they're still using the facilities and that. So that means like, the legacy will stay on, and that means in London we'll still be able to use kind of like all of those facilities left over.
I like the other sculpture of the man like running forward.
I don't think there was enough sculptures though. I think there should have been more like lights as well, and like fountains and stuff.
Yeah,
like interactive.
Since I've been here.
Like interactive lights, so something like you can step on and it lights up. So it's something that you can.
And then chill out zone. Need somewhere to sit down, have a little rest, or like a green area around the area so you can have a picnic or something.
There was a few like places to sit, but there wasn't that much.
There really wasn't any. I can't remember any place.
There was like them stones that you could sit on, but that was it. And
no benches. Yeah. Do you think there was enough places to eat?
No, they only had like them little burger stand things.
The little stalls.
Yeah, they weren't really. They should have more like healthy living as well, but places that you can like sit down and eat as well.
And at a reasonable price.
But I did think it was really interesting how many activities they had.
There's so much going on throughout the year, just like, and it's not just all sports.
It started a lot of activities going on. It's like when you got there, it was like there was always something to do. It was like open for everyone, not only just people at a certain age. It was little kids running, a bit older ones, it was like junior mini runs, people running for cancer research, and people that are disabled in a wheelchair. It was nice to see them because they got to take part. Everyone, it was like open for everyone.
It was a good environment.
Yeah, the community seemed to be like really brought together as well.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any trouble. Like even though you didn't really see many security guards around, it seemed really safe.
Yeah.
Today
day when we was there didn't seem much to do if you wasn't into sports. But looking at the events, there is a lot of stuff to do if you are if you're not as sporty.
Although it was meant to be like a place where there's loads of people, it's like there wasn't really that much pathways. It was all like road. It looked like it was in the middle of a motorway.
Yeah,
It wasn't
so
really
there
that
was
much
guidance, you know. And it
should be
didn't
like
signs.
it should just be like a huge park, like
the signs,
walking
you
through
catch
to
a
the
sign
different
every
events.
5 minutes.
To have like something to show that you was going up to where the stadium and that.
That's the end of our day trip in Manchester. We've had a lot of fun, but we've got to go back now.
Bye! So there you have it. We've been to many different places and spoken to lots of young people. The Olympic legacy is part of our future. Get involved.
I think the stuff that it will leave behind will be very beneficial in the near area. So if it didn't have the legacy, I think the whole Olympics would be really useless and pointless.
We will use it. Every Londoner will use it. People up and down the country and young people and their children will come down and use it. It will be a part that we will be proud of.
Borough.